Welcome back to week 3 of the Charlotte and Lydia Quilt Along. Last week was kind of a marathon, making those strip units and then creating the Unit A's and Unit B's. But hopefully you got all that done and you're ready to put your blocks together. Let me show you how. Here is Unit 1A and Unit 1B. The 1 designates the color, so in this case it's the pink, so 1A and 1B. To create your block, basically we're just going to sew these 2 units together. However, when you go to sew, I highly recommend that you pin in a couple places. Specifically, you're trying to make this intersection here meet. So when you put them on top of each other, I take a pin and go about 1/4 inch down right through the seam there, and then 1/4 inch down right through the seam here. And that's how I make sure that they meet. And then I like to you could put a pin at the beginning if you want, and I definitely like to put one at the end because sometimes the feed dogs will draw up the top layer and it will no longer meet if you're just holding it. So I like to pin it so that I know that it will match up at the end. So once you've got it all pinned, you just sew 1/4 inch right here along this line, and you will have your block done. Now, as far as pressing, I press my seams open, but you can press to one side or the other. As you can see, there's no particular side that you would want to press to, but you might decide based on the way the blocks go together here, you might decide that the blue ones will go this way and the yellow ones will go that way and the pink ones will go this way. So make that decision if you are going to press to one side as opposed to pressing open, which is what I do. Once you get your block all done, you will want to measure it and trim or re-sew as needed to make sure it's the right size, the size given in the pattern. This is block A, it's the pink one. And you need to make 15 of these. Of your second color, in my case, teal, I need to make 10 of those. This is block B. And my third color is yellow-orange, and I will make 10 of those. This is block C. So again, make your blocks, measure and trim them to size. And that will be this week's assignment. If you are just catching up, links to all the previous videos in this quilt along are in the video description, so you'll find them there. If you have not yet started at all, then I invite you to sign up for my Charlotte Quilt Along newsletter. And when you do, the newsletter will come out every week to remind you that there's a video coming up and will provide you the link to the video. It will also provide you with a special discount for purchasing Charlotte. So make sure that you sign up for the newsletter. There is a link in the video description that tells you how to do that. Also, make sure you're sharing your progress online. We want to see what fabrics you're using. We want to see your blocks as they're getting done, and we want to cheer you on as you're sewing along in this quilt along. To let everybody know that you're participating in the quilt along, you need to put the following text in the text part of your post. Hashtag Charlotte Lydia QAL. That's how everybody can search for similar posts. And then to alert me that you've got something that you'd like to share, add @Inquiring Quilter. And you put that in the text of the post, and I'll get notified and I'll be able to come by and see your progress and cheer you on. So I'm looking forward to that. If you want to know the full schedule of the quilt along and when the quilts are due to be entered for prizes and what the prizes are and all of that. There's a link to a post here in the video description, so go read that and it will tell you all the information you may have missed. Next week will be our last week for this quilt along, but it's not the end of the quilt along. You will have until January 15th to get your quilt top done or quilt and enter it for a prize. So next week, as I said, I will go over my tips and tricks for putting Charlotte and Lydia together. Until then, I will see you out on the internet. Bye.